Let me know if your audio is not too loud in your ear. Let's go. Come on. Yes, we got to grind and shine. Appreciate everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Let's go. Mic check. Yeah. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. The final word is tonight. Can't wait to see y'all. 8 o'clock Central Standard Texas time for your mind. Yeah. Let's go. You know, we're going to have to talk about this. You know, whenever they talk about it, you know, you got to have law to come up and clean up, you know. Let's go. Shout out to all the HBOs. That's to help a brother out, man. The SGs, appreciate you. Come on. Formulate your mind, your heart, soul, and sinew. Let the revelations of your thoughts be with you. Come on now. We almost there. Yeah. Let's go, J-Rod. I see you in the chat. Let's go. Let's grind and shine, baby. Shout out to Tony Pollard, Ezekiel, Elliott, Jay Lombardi, Natasha. I see you, fam. Let's go. Come on. Hold your drinks up, baby. Let's go. Y'all see it? Cowboy Nation. Yeah. What's good with everybody, man? Hey, we so many days close to this training camp. Y'all can put the official number down below, but I believe it's less than 20 days. And then we're gonna party and we're gonna have this thing all crunk. It's gonna be so crunk with it. It's gonna be like, yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna be crunk with it. Shout out to you, Eddie. Shout out to you, CJ. Let's go. Romeo, what's good? What's good? All right, so Cowboy Nation. Here's the situation. Every single day, people got to have the Dallas Cowboys kind of close to their lips, their mouths. And I understand, you know how it goes, Cowboy Nation. Let me know if I'm too loud. Let me know, because I'm getting the red bars here. Let me know if I'm okay. Shout out to you, David Jenkins. Shout out to you, Natasha, again. Yeah. Bam. Here we go. Yeah, we want hungry dogs. Oh, somebody mentioned the code word. When you mention dogs, you already know. Yeah. JoJo was good. And remember. Yeah. Oh, and y'all already know. My little nephew, he gonna make it to the pros. Like I said, he went out there to USM. He ran a 4.440. And then he went over there to Mississippi State. He ran a 4.440 there and was one of the stars at the training camp out there at Mississippi State. So his name is Joshua. So y'all look out for him in the following years. And then on top of that, seeing how they passed the ruling as far as the NCAA, shoo, we might have some generational wealth before that time frame. And y'all know he's like a lamb clone right there, if you guys can see it, man. Shout out to Josh, man. He's just holding it down. And the boys out there in the heat, working it out. He's already north of 6'2" or 6'3", and he's already in shape. So the brother's going to be really out there grinding out there, and he's going to be showcasing to the world. I'm sitting there like, man, this kid is already there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. for running that 40 time, 4.40, and he's 6'3.5" to be exact. So if we can get that thing another 1/10 of a second down, and his hands, he got good hands, by the way. So check him out, man. I'm going to bing on the table for this guy to make it, and that's my little nephew right there. Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah. Hey, I was like, man, if Mississippi State, I don't know, man. Mississippi State, Ole Miss is pretty good too. But if he can get into Alabama, he ain't gonna get up. He probably don't get that much playing time in Alabama. But I would love for him to go to State. If not, then he can go to J-State, Jackson State University. That will always be a good one. Lamb son, laugh out loud. Yeah, man. I guess we got those genes, we always look like somebody. People say I look like James Harden, although I'm 9 years older than James Harden, and they say my nephew look like C.D. Lamb, and although C.D. Lamb is older than him, of course, y'all know how that thing go. But neither here nor there. And he plays wide receiver, by the way. He can play defensive back too. Defensive back, safety, wide receiver, but his frame, and I believe what he really want to play is wide receiver. I'll let him slide on that. Although I would like for him to play DB, but I'll let him slide on that. Let's go with it. Y'all know how this thing goes. All it takes is one person, Yeah, tell him stay hungry there, Jay. I'm going to continue to tell him to stay hungry, Jay Lombardi. I'm going to continue to tell him to stay hungry. What I want him to do maybe next summer is to come out here to Texas to work out with some of the wide receiver coaches. Coach Bird, Coach Bird, he trained up Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, and Cedric Wilson. So if he come out here to Texas for a weekend or what have you, then maybe we can look into that. And I like SMU. He like SMU. He like Baylor. He also like the Longhorns as well if he come out this way, but of course it's not in Dallas. And then Texas Tech. So we got some legitimate situations that could be around the corner for him, believe it or not. But neither here nor there. Shout out to you, David Jenkins, again. Let's go. Let's listen in to not 105.3 The Fan here. This is Undisputed. So here we go.
2020.
In the biggest moments, has he played the best?
Nope.
Okay.
But he better live up to that deal, and he will.
Okay.
Arguing against two haters, boy. That's crazy, man. Oh, my goodness, man. I really appreciate you guys for jumping in. That was the end of that episode there. 17 years of nothing. Yeah, Jay Lombardi, appreciate you that. Paul, what's good? Yeah, but they ain't got no Coop, Lamb, Zeke, or TP, Gallup, and Simi Fehoko. Oh, yeah. And I ain't going to sleep on Jarwin, Paul. And don't forget about old Schultz. Schultz, I know. Logan Thomas, Schultz. You give me Logan Thomas. But look, that's why we play football, right? We can't wait for it to see all of this stuff happen in the gladiator sport that it is. Every single Sunday, everybody got an opportunity and a chance. But I'm just coming here to tell everybody who's ranking this defense as an unstoppable defense. I'm talking about for the Washington team. Why did they only win one more game than the Dallas Cowboys? Why did it took them all the way to the finals of the quarters almost for Mike McCarthy to go for it on 4th and 20 to turn that game around, right? King James, what's good with you, man? He said it with no confidence, right? And Jay Lombardi said Dak owns the Washington team. And I know it was a prank. But, somebody photoshopped it, and it was such a wonderful, beautiful sight. The Washington team for Father's Day said, Happy Father's Day, Dak Prescott. Because at that point of time, you owned us, right? His record is 7-1, right, against the Washington team. And was that one loss, was that the snap infraction loss? Y'all let me know, or was that is that where the one loss came from? Y'all let me know. Y'all help me out, man. Lord Nova, appreciate you. What's good with you? Yeah, Dak owns the Washington in New York. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Paul, yeah, he's believer of Schultz. Yeah. Was D couldn't beat any good team. Yeah. Worst D couldn't beat any good team. We lost to them in 2018. And that was the snap infraction loss. Whereas the aficionados had to come in and say, hey, man, hey, he did that snap infraction. But that's a story of a different day. All right, so on this episode, we're going to talk about this one. And I'm going to post the link in the description box here. And the name of the titling of this one, this is from 105.3 The Fan. Every year we have some highs and lows of this team. Every offseason there's a set of expectations that we try to live up to, right? Are y'all buying? I'm just asking, this is objectively speaking, right? Are y'all buying or selling Ezekiel, Elijah Elliott's off-season training hype? I think my dog, Big Game James, got a video on his Silver and Blue page on the YouTube handle. Y'all check it out. It got over 250,000 views of Ezekiel Elliott running, doing his off-season workout conditioning. And to me, Ezekiel looks as slim as he did in 2016. You know, if he cut the braids off and get rid of the nose rings, he would look just like 2016 Ezekiel. Are y'all buying? Let me see in the chat box buying, if you're buying, and let me see in the chat box selling. And then we're going to play their excerpt there. And I'm going to shout out to y'all if I can't read it. Adamanium says buying. Okay. Nothing against us, DD. Shout out to you. Jennifer says buying it. Jay says buying. Okay. Kenny, he says buying it. Okay. I buy into it. It's trade day. He said he's buying into it. Just Lee TV is saying Zeke is a monster regardless. Yeah, he's hungry. Jay Lombardi, yeah, Zeke is hungry again. Make Ezekiel Elliott hungry again. I like that. Jay Versick says buying. Eddie Cruz says, hey, man, I'm not buying that, G. You know, Eddie Cruz like, look, man, let's just pump the brakes a little bit on that. Wiggle Bell says, show me, Law. Show me. Yeah, show me the way. Ray Bryant buying. You know, some people are like, hey, I believe you are the Messiah, but let me physically touch those hands. Let me see where the holes were at. You know, that's how doubting Thomas. He said, let me feel where the indentures are at. Let me feel where the holes at. I ain't gonna buy this until I know it for sure. So I feel you. QBO 88 says buying. Okay, Maureen says buying. Chris, okay. Okay, so we got a lot of buyers, man, only a few sellers. Okay, so let's see what they say over here. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan. Y'all check them out. Check out their YouTube handle, 105.3 The Fan, and that is
training
the network.
Is an indictment. I'm not impressed. It's an indictment of Zeke's past few years when I don't think he took physical training and being in optimal shape as serious as he should have. And now the trainer is saying he's way quicker, way more elusive, and more fluent. Quote, he's in good shape. I agree with Dak. I agree with Tony Pollard. I was on the outside looking in. They've been with him for 3 or 4 years. They've seen him work in practice. I don't think Zeke has ever worked like this, though, in the offseason. I could be mistaken, but me personally, when it comes to my drills and what I do and know how to do, I know he hasn't worked like this. Now, this trainer is obviously going to hype up Zeke more in this offseason for his own brand and his own business, but he pointed out what I thought was obvious a few years ago. Zeke probably saw it and felt it himself. Everyone was saying it. He probably slowed down a little bit or lost a step or a little bit or whatever, but he looks locked in this off seasons.
All right, so before I give you guys my thoughts on everything, no player are finished products when they are drafted to the NFL. I believe that there's a craft area where you always got to work on and improve yourself. Whether it's, okay, I want to gain more muscle mass to endure the long season, or I want to slim down to get in shape. Two guys that I know that there's workout warriors. One being Jerry Rice. Shout out to Valley. Valley's still looking up to Jackson State. And shout out to the playmaker. Michael Irvin, nobody hands down can outwork Michael Irvin. Matter of fact, if you quantify Michael Irvin's off-field workout plus his off-field partying, I don't think nobody, period, in the National Football League history worked out more than the playmaker, right? But that is how he was able to get and stay up on top of all of the numbers and everything as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys and winning in these sorts. You always should work out harder during the offseason anyway, right? So I recall this time frame of Dez Bryant. People that's follow the team close, and I'm not talking about the casual fans. I'm talking about the fans that was like rooted into this situation. People used to look at Dez and say, man, if only he worked on his routes, if only he worked on this. But Dez was such a natural talent. He was such a natural talent. And of course, Tony Romo knew how to connect with Dez on a whole nother level with that fade ball and some of the routes. But he didn't run the full route tree. It wasn't until Dez's last few years with the Dallas Cowboys that he reached out to D-Rob always open. And I was sitting there in my mind like, man, can you imagine if Dez was working out with D-Rob always open from the jump? Whew, he would have been nasty. But sometimes you hit that wall or you hit that plateau and you're sitting there like, man, I need to get beyond that. I believe, and this is just my thoughts, y'all can take it however y'all want, Ezekiel Elliott looked at this thing and said, man, I need to become better. I'm hearing all of the noise, the news, people talking about Christian McCaffrey, people talking about, what's his name, Derrick Henry, for crying out loud. People are talking about everybody else being a better running back than me. I've seen some disrespect out there for other people saying that this guy's better than Ezekiel Elliott. And that stuff weighs on you a little bit. It wanes on you, as the old folks say. So Ezekiel Elliott, as an alpha male, a person that's looking at this situation saying, okay, I'm going to better my best. This offseason, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm the best running back in the National Football League. And that brother been working. I've been working hard. I've been working hard. That's Ezekiel Elliott. Get out there. Yeah. I've been working hard. That's Ezekiel Elliott this offseason. And when you talk about a complete running back, a back that can block, a back that got vision, a back that has speed, a back that can hurdle, and all of that stuff start dissipating a little bit, it's time to roll up your sleeve and reach out to people. And I'm quite sure that is exactly what's happening.
So the Zeke offseason hype train, conditioning train continues for the Cowboys running back.
Everyone's always in the best shape of their life. Hardest I ever worked any offseason.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's the way it is. I've never worked so hard. I've never been in better shape. I'm 30 years old, but I'm better than I was at 22.
And he said he's working on the elusiveness, said that himself as a trainer was a scat back in his playing days, and he wanted some quickness like Darren Sproles, like work done. And then he said probably more reasonable is the movements and quickness of LaDainian Tomlinson. So that's what they've been shooting for.
Yeah, I mean, Darren Sproles ain't 225.
Yeah.
You can't get that.
You ain't getting that.
It's just hard to get. I don't remember Warwick Dunn's size, but I mean, you just can't wake up and say, hey, you know what?
Warwick Dunn weighed like 115.
Yeah, you can't just wake up and say, hey, guys, I want to be Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
Well, Darren Sproles was fast till he was like 45.
Yeah.
See, they're missing out LaDainian Tomlinson, man. You know, Scalable, if you look at LT, my dog, man. That dog on LaDainian, man. It just so happened he played with the Chargers, right? That LaDainian was a beast. And, the injuries, happened at the wrong time or the wrong time. But I don't know if Ezekiel Elliott can get that elusive like the old LaDainian Tomlinson, But if you were to say, okay, if we can get him close to that, don't y'all know that That is a lot. And I know a lot of people may not follow LaDainian that much. Shout out to those, man, who followed him when he was playing in college land over here. Y'all let me know if y'all follow the frogs like that. But just look at what he's saying. And I see some people type in CMC. CMC, that boy's different, man. Boy born out of space. The McCaffreys are different, right? But I was telling people that even if when you think about it collectively, Ezekiel Elliott is still the most complete back because he offered the blocking out of the backfield as well as catching. And I know his numbers are not in that wheelhouse of a CMC, but different type of offense too, by the way. So when we look at everything as it's all said and done, let's see what it's going to look like this season. My biggest thing is, too, pick up Ezekiel Elliott. Hear me out before y'all crucify me off that last statement, for crying out loud. You pick up Ezekiel Elliott and you put Ezekiel Elliott in the 49ers system. Will we be still having this conversation? I'm not trying to sully or denigrate Kellen Moore, but let's look at his resume. I don't have it right in front of me. I'm just going to go off the top of my dome, for crying out loud. He was the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He went from being the quarterback, and I'm not trying to use this as an excuse. Don't get it twisted. But he was literally the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Went from being the quarterback to the quarterback coach. From the quarterback coach to the offensive coordinator. So you think that he know how to craft up and draw up running plays? I don't care what he was doing when he was eating his oodles and noodles in high school and also being the quote-unquote quarterback for the Boise team. That's for Boise. It's not like he was playing in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? I'm just calling a spade a spade. I don't care what he was drawing up plays in his mama basement and these sorts of things. But that is who you entrust to draw up plays for Ezekiel Elliott? I digress.
Yeah.
Or however old he is.
These things just annoy me, these types of stories, because I'm like, why weren't you sitting there and working hard in your prime after you just got paid and after the Cowboys rolled the dice by bringing you back after some of your legal issues? That's just me. That's annoying.
He was, but now he's older. He's got to work harder.
He's 25 years old. Look, is he 25 or 26? Y'all acting like Ezekiel Elliott is 29, 30. How old is Ezekiel Elliott? Y'all put it down in the chat. I thought he was born in 96, 95. The kid is young. Y'all let me know before I hit play. Somebody Google it. Y'all put down Ezekiel Elliott's birthday. Jennifer says he's 26. Come on.
Work hard.
Yeah, you got to work harder now that you're older.
Do you think we can see a little faster, more elusive Zeke in terms of the quickness?
I think it would be impossible for the naked eye to see that. I think it would be impossible.
I disagree. You can tell when someone's got jukes and moves. This surprised me looking it up. He's still only 25.
He's young.
Okay,
of course he is.
yeah,
absolutely.
He's 25. He can do it. I think it's possible. I'm not going to predict that it does happen. He'll be 26 on July 22nd, but you can see if he's this.
I shouldn't have stopped that. I guess I should have listened to the episode before I played it, though. But you guys get what I'm saying, man. The dude is still young, got a lot of legs left in his career, what have you. And look, I'm not saying that one person is the issue for the Dallas Cowboys and losing your left and right tackle, and then you had a situation with Zach Martin to go down too, is that now you get the repercussions of seeing who Ezekiel Elliott is without that, and you would sit back and say, well, we shouldn't have paid him that money, but that's just how it goes, man, in the middle of the year. And then, of course, it may sound like a bevy of excuses going back of the pandemic situation. I can't say the other word because they would take the channel down just for saying that word. But you guys know what I'm saying, right?
plodding power back or if he has some more moves in the open field. I mean, there's a reason we haven't been seeing moves, and we don't see any runs of over 20 yards, because he doesn't have breakaway speed.
Well, yeah, but did he not have runs that were long because he didn't have breakaway speed or because his offensive line was in shambles?
Both.
Which one was it?
Both.
Yeah, and I look, if he's plodding and there's a different, if he's got space to run, I think that may be the issue. He looked slow because he didn't have space to run. He was constantly having to, to wait, to juke. We'll see Usain Bolt in the Olympics, or maybe we won't see him this year. I don't even know. But we've seen him in the past. We've seen him in multiple Olympics. He's had different times. We couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah,
just by looking,
but I think you can see in an open field of a move that he wasn't capable or wasn't making in the past. Zeke had only 3 runs of 20 or more yards last season, and that had all of us talking about him missing a step. But his trainer hopped on the station and said, "Nope, we are good to go," and he is definitely.
He definitely improved. So on the final word, we'll go into some more details. I think the OC will be on tonight. Big game, James, Boss Cowboy. We will go into more details of the explosiveness of Ezekiel Elliott. Is still there? Y'all already know how this thing goes, Cowboy Nation. It's just one of those things. Whereas I look at it like this right here. I want both of these guys to succeed. On one end, I want Ezekiel Elliott to succeed. On the other end, I want to see more touches from Tony Pollard. This is not to cast any aspersions on one or the other, but I'm just looking at it like, hey, how can we better our best? How can we benefit by both guys being on the field at the same time? Think about this. Like I said, and I'm not trying to throw Kellen Moore in front of the bus, under the bus, or anything like that. But what I want is I just want them to utilize both running backs. And I believe that both running backs can benefit, if the coaching knows how to play more chess versus checkers. Now, looking at his stats, they talked about explosive runs. Now, I do know that Ezekiel
How can
Elliott
we work on our drop rate?
holding them bricks this offseason. Appreciate you, Jay Versick. Yeah, that's the only way. But let me do this right quick. And let me show you guys. Shout out to you, Jay Versick, for the donation to help elevate the nation. All right, so explosive plays over 10 yards. That's how they equate. That's how they evaluate a lot of these things as far as explosiveness. Ezekiel Elliott, although it was not a year that we wanted him to have as it relates to fumbling the ball and these sorts, he's going to have to hold on to the ball better. Right. And on top of that, we know he could have been battling through a whole bunch of stuff and you're losing your left and your right tackle there. Let's go to Pro Football Focus. I told y'all, due to y'all donations to help elevate the nation, when Law get it, we all get it. So we got the whole premium package plan now. We can see everything from A to Z, and you can look at pro football, the way they grade and engage things a little bit better. So here's the situation and scenario. Of course, this is based upon what we call a snap count of how you do the overall numberings. And, of course, at a sample size, Tony Pollard was better last season, just off of the sample size itself. But when we look at all of these things and we'll say, all right, can we utilize both players in this light? Yeah, of course. I said that in my video earlier today, I think that the rushing total, he can get north of 435 yards. Plus, when you add in the fact that you got an extra game, by the way. And then when you think about this, the yards per attempt, it went down. His rookie year, he was averaging 5. But now that he got more of a load, it went to 4.3. And we can go into that. Explosive runs. I don't know if you guys can squint your eyes, can see, turn your phone sideways or what have you. Explosive runs, he had 10 of them. This is Tony Pollard due to the limited amount of snaps he had. I want you guys to guess how many explosive yards Ezekiel Elliott had last season that was north of 10 yards. I want you guys to guess how many explosive yards did Ezekiel Elliott had last season. This is Tony P. This is Tony Pollard. I'm going to read your comments. Pollard for president. I see you, Texas. What's good with you? Eddie Cruz says 5. Okay. They was talking about for 20 yards or more. They said 3. The calibration is only broken down to 10 yards plus. Tony Pollard had 10 explosive yards for 10, and he was right there at 10. Banks says 8th. What if I told you, like Ripley's, believe it or not, it was north of 8? Oh, my goodness. Bam. This is Ezekiel Elliott's. This is Ezekiel Elliott's chart. And, of course, he had 244 carries, 979 total rushing yards. He had 6 fumbles. He's going to have to work on that. Not work on fumbling, but not fumbling the ball. We don't want him to play basketball with the football. And on top of that, explosive yards, which what they equates, and this is just a matrix that they use over here in Pro Football Focus. He had 22 of them. That's yards north of 10 yards. He had 22 of them. And we'll get into more details of breaking this stuff down on a weekly basis. Shout out to everybody who made the donation to help elevate the nation for Pro Football Complete Stats and what we will do in the future. You see how it says premium? We got that premium stuff over here because of y'all, right? We're going to dive into details every week of breaking down any player that you guys want. And this chart graph, it goes into more and more details on a per game basis. And they give you gradings, and you can see on the side here whether it's green, yellow, orange, or red, or what have you. And that's what we would do. And I really appreciate everybody for chipping in and being part of this thing. Believe it or not, his number is not that bad when you compare it to other running backs in the National Football League. So those are things that I want to be able to pull out and point out. They did a piece earlier today. And let me see how much time. I got a couple more minutes, man. Let me show y'all how this thing does, man. And y'all know our only gripe, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Our only gripe about Pro Football Focus is that they don't show their work, right? Far as film assessment, breaking down the tendencies and these sorts of things. But one thing I can tell you guys, they have a great deed of stats and letting you know where they are at and these sorts of things. And I like this right here. Let me see if I can pull this up on a chart. I like the fact that they break down on a per game basis. And this is 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 Dak Prescott. So we'll be able to give you guys this bit of information of good details, good premium stuff over here on the Law Nation show. So we'll give you guys, I'll break this down of like, hey, what Dak Prescott looked like against the blitz, what he looked like not against the blitz, what he looked like on third downs and beyond. I just flashed it up there for a real quick second. Let me flash this one up there. And look how detailed this thing go, baby. Passer rating. When clean. Dak Prescott, you can just glance at it, what have you. You can see the improvement. And then passer rating when no blitzing. We know how you have those advanced stats and analytics. Shout out to all of the stat heads out there and analytical people. Hey, that's one quarterback you don't want to blitz. Passer rating with no blitzing, hey, he still throws above 100 right there. And I believe 2017 was his worst year. Oh, my God, it was the worst year. But passer rating under pressure, passer rating when blitzing. You don't want to blitz Dak Prescott in 2020. Look at that. As Tony Baker would say, look to your far bottom right hand. And Tony Baker was singing this song, look what you came to see, everybody. Y'all know I'm crazy. But look at 122. That's his QBR. That's his rating. So in 2020, You didn't really want to blitz him because he sees the field a whole lot different, Cowboy Nation. And we got some good stuff like that. And it's good stuff, man. I believe that will be even better because think about it. What you wanted your quarterback to do, and I switched over. Y'all saw how I did that. Switched over from the running back to the quarterback on my way out. You know, y'all saw that. Here's the situation. You wanted to see that growth pattern. You want to see that stuff move up. Hey, you want to see that. John, want you lean forward just a little bit with the cry Eagles cry? Right there. Stay right there. Get out of here with that cry Eagles cry stuff, man. But what you want to really look at, Cowboy Nation, the growth pattern. And you know for sure when a quarterback is able to operate and win, when you have the single high safety look and you're trying to load the box and your one-on-ones onto the outside. Whew. So that's what we're embracing for 2021. Give me the loaded box. Give me the single high safety. And y'all already know, I told everybody, if week 1, Tampa Bay roll out here, and they got all of those big boys inside. They talking about this, talking about that. And they talking about putting a single high safety load in the box. And if I see Lamb out there on the edge by himself, it's going to be trouble. Because I know that's where Dak Prescott is going to go. And they better not blitz because we got it right here. 122 passer rating when blitzing. Blitz him. Bring the heat. I can't wait to see that. That's way above average right there, Cowboy Nation. Load it up, Cowboy Nation. Y'all already know how this thing go. I'll see y'all a little later on today. I can't wait to see y'all. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to grind and shine. Yeah. Come on. We loaded, baby. We tell them, ain't no party like a cowboy party, yeah. Come on. Banks, we all hoping, we all praying that Kellen Moore will be smarter. When dialing up and drawing up those plays, we can't wait to see that, Cowboy Nation. If you made it all the way to this point of the episode, do me a huge favor. Slap that like button. Just slap it. And if you watched it all the way to this point and you're not subscribed, I just had to say shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Y'all be sure, man. We'll be out there in Oxnard on the 1s and 2s. Me, Big Abe, James, Skywalker, Courier, Vach. I think Jay Tuck gonna be out there. Fish. Mark Holmes, he ain't gonna be there. Joe Boo gonna be there. I know Mark Holmes said he's gonna be at the Hall of Fame game. So you guys be sure, man. Y'all support this thing. Y'all help us out, man. Help grow the nation. Independently over here, we running and operating. Shout out to everybody from 105.3 The Fan. Shout out to, believe it or not, even shout out to Undisputed. Shout out to them. Keeping Cowboys' name in their mouths, right? Shout out to Young Wilson. I see you. Dwight, appreciate you. Hollis Queens in the house. What's good? Y'all smash that like button. Turn me up. Yeah. Don't forget to put down where y'all from. Shout out to Oak Cliff, too. Shout out to Richardson, Texas, too. Shout out to Fort Worth. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Turn me up. Come on. That's what I was looking for. Follow Sadiq with League. And y'all put those fire emojis down there. Shout out to Connecticut, baby. We everywhere, baby. Shout out to Natchez, Tennessee. Shout out to Natchez. Shout out to Tennessee. Shout out to Alabama. Springfield, I see you, Danny. Rose. Honolulu. We tell them what we tell them. Fort Lauderdale.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's
Port Arthur. Let's go.
Photo, please.
Y'all want to see some more Tony Pollard highlights just for the fun?
Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here might need some
Baton Rouge.
like a new deal to my lawyer.
That's that boss man fat era.
I'm just warming up, wait till I open the
Geechee gang, I see you.
colors in my baggy light.
Yeah.
Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up.
Let's give a shout out to Kwame Brown for always sprinkling some of Mama's cooking.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me.
All over. The go along, get along gang. Shout out to the 4th Letter Network. May they fall on their neck. Let's go. Bama van. Roll Tide. Shout out to Hill State. Y'all know Jackson State is the number one.
I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale.
Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Ashanika. Come on.
Give you the world when they sign
Henderson,
you up.
Nevada.
And then they line you up.
Yeah.
Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays,
to the haters.
Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please.
NTZ, I see you. Davis in the house. Damon Davis. Shout out to Janet Davis too. She was our first Shakara Richardson. Via Natchez, Mississippi.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend.
Turn me up.
If I do it once, I do it again.
Yeah.
Add it up,
come on.
Euro, peso,
Darryl in the house.
doing me, everything is on me.
Alex.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is.
Shout out to Alex again. Alex always on this thing. Really appreciate you. How I go? What's versus?
Shout out La Ishanika Pookie Rary Ishanika, dog.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We hold it down, baby. Where my highlight at? I gotta look for my highlight again. Mississippi, G Mac. Shout out to Eupora, Mississippi. Crystal Springs, Brookhaven.
I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low.
Hattiesburg, let's go. TA Cowboy, let me see all of that fire.
I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up.
Definitely. Shout out to Kwame Brown. Some of Mama's cooking. Y'all didn't know we had a place called Eupora, Mississippi. Cleveland, Mississippi. Oh my goodness. We out. One love. DC for life. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. We out. Oh, McComb and Laura all day. All right, Michael. This is how we do. We chill over here. Salute.